Vintage Rustic Home Tour. Fall styling tips with warm woods and textured touches. Introduction. Step inside a vintage rustic home for fall. Fall is the perfect season to embrace cozy living, and nothing captures that feeling quite like a vintage rustic home filled with warm woods and textured accents. In this video, we'll take you on a tour of timeless rustic spaces styled with autumn charm, where every detail tells a story and every corner feels inviting. From reclaimed wooden beams to textured fabrics, patinated finishes, and vintage finds, you'll discover how to layer warmth and character into your own home this season. Whether you love farmhouse charm, cottage coziness, or old-world vintage style, these fall styling tips will help you transform your interiors into a rustic haven. The magic of warm woods in rustic interiors. When it comes to rustic interiors, warm woods are the foundation that brings comfort and depth. Whether it's oak pine, walnut, or reclaimed barnwood, these natural tones anchor the space and create a cozy autumn-ready backdrop. Wooden beams on the ceiling, paneled walls, or rustic furniture pieces immediately set the mood, making the home feel lived in and welcoming. The grain and imperfections of wood add authenticity, which perfectly complements the season's earthy atmosphere. Choosing the right finish, whether matte, distressed, or lightly polished, makes all the difference in achieving that vintage rustic vibe.
Before we dive back into the previous video, take a moment to subscribe to the Vintage and Rustic Decor YouTube channel if you haven't already. Your support helps us continue sharing beautiful inspirations filled with timeless charm, rustic warmth, and vintage elegance. Don't forget to also like the video and leave a comment, whether it's your thoughts, favorite pieces, or ideas you'd love to see next. Every like, comment, and subscription truly helps our creative community grow and keeps the spirit of vintage and rustic living alive.
Textured touches that elevate fall style. Texture is what makes rustic fall interiors come alive. Think woven baskets, wool throws, linen curtains, burlap runners, and handmade pottery. These tactile elements invite touch and give each room a layered, grounded feeling. In the living room, a chunky knit blanket tossed over a sofa can instantly warm up the space. In the dining area, textured placemats and ceramic plates with a handmade look add rustic authenticity. By mixing smooth wood surfaces with rough textiles, your fall styling feels more dynamic and visually rich. Vintage finds for a seasonal personality. Adding vintage treasures is the secret to giving your rustic fall home character. Antique trunks, old metal lanterns, weathered mirrors, and heirloom china all bring unique charm. These pieces tell stories, making your home feel curated and personal instead of styled from a store catalog. Fall is the perfect season to highlight vintage finds because they naturally bring in patina and warmth. Even small details, like a brass candlestick or a ceramic vase filled with dried flowers, add depth and personality to rustic styling. earth tones for autumn warmth. Color plays a huge role in creating the right fall mood. Earth tones like terracotta, deep green, burnt orange, and creamy beige bring a natural richness to rustic interiors. Pairing these hues with wooden furniture enhances the cozy vibe, while layered textiles and complementary tones tie everything together. For example, a deep green velvet pillow paired with a rust-colored wool blanket feels effortlessly autumnal. The layered earth tones make the space feel grounded and warm, while also leaving room for seasonal accents. Rustic living room styling ideas. The living room is often the heart of a rustic home, and fall is the time to make it extra cozy. A reclaimed wood coffee table, soft slip-covered sofas, and vintage-inspired lighting set the mood. Add fall flair with plaid pillows, warm-toned throws, and a basket filled with logs for a fireplace, even if it's purely decorative. Candles and lanterns or hurricane glass holders add a golden glow, perfect for autumn evenings. A living room styled with rustic warmth becomes the ideal spot to gather, read, or enjoy seasonal traditions. A warm rustic kitchen for fall. The kitchen is where rustic styling shines, especially in fall. Open shelves with vintage crockery, copper pots, and wooden cutting boards make the space feel welcoming and practical. Styling a rustic kitchen means celebrating imperfections. Scratches in the wood, worn finishes, and well-used cookware tell the story of a lived-in home. Adding touches like seasonal produce on display, dried herbs hanging from hooks, or a rustic table runner instantly transforms the kitchen into a cozy autumn centerpiece. Dining room styled for autumn gatherings. In the dining room, a rustic fall tablescape creates a warm and inviting atmosphere for family and friends. Wooden dining tables paired with mismatched chairs bring charm and comfort. Layer the table with a linen tablecloth, textured placemats, and vintage dishes. Add seasonal centerpieces like pumpkins, gourds, or dried flower arrangements for a harvest-inspired touch. Candlelight is essential here. It softens the space and creates the perfect ambience for fall dinners. Rustic bedrooms for fall comfort. Bedrooms in a rustic home should feel like a retreat, and fall styling makes them especially cozy. Think wooden bed frames, layered quilts, flannel sheets, and wool blankets. Adding vintage nightstands, patinated metal lamps, or a woven rug enhances the rustic feel. Earthy colors in bedding, curtains, and wall decor tie the room to the season. A rustic autumn bedroom feels like the perfect place to curl up on cool nights. Textured bathrooms with rustic warmth. Even bathrooms can be styled with vintage rustic charm for fall. Natural stone tiles, wooden vanities, and patinated brass fixtures set the tone. Adding baskets, vintage mirrors, and textured towels completes the look. Even small touches, like handmade soap in a ceramic dish or dried eucalyptus hung near the shower, bring autumn character. Rustic bathrooms are about balancing utility with atmosphere, turning even the smallest spaces into warm retreats. Outdoor rustic fall styling. Your rustic home extends beyond the interiors. Fall is the perfect season to style porches, patios, and gardens. Wooden rocking chairs, plaid blankets, and baskets of mums set the scene outdoors. Add lanterns, pumpkins, and rustic wreaths for a welcoming touch. Outdoor rustic styling captures the magic of autumn evenings, where a warm glow and textured layers create a cozy outdoor living room. Rustic shelving and displays. Rustic shelving is the perfect place to showcase fall styling accents. Wooden shelves lined with vintage books, pottery, and seasonal arrangements add character to living rooms, kitchens, or hallways. The key is to mix textures, smooth ceramics with rough wood, glass jars with woven baskets. These curated displays make your rustic home feel layered and thoughtfully styled. Mixing metals and woods for balance. Rustic style thrives on natural materials, but mixing metals into wooden interiors creates balance and depth. Patinated copper, brass, and iron contrast beautifully with warm wood tones. For fall, this mix feels especially rich. Think copper pots in a kitchen, iron lanterns in an entryway, or brass candlesticks on a dining table. Combining metals and woods is a styling tip that elevates rustic fall interiors beyond the ordinary. Sustainable rustic styling ideas. Rustic styling naturally leans towards sustainability because it embraces reclaimed wood, vintage finds, and handmade items. This fall, think about repurposing old furniture, using salvaged wood for shelving, or thrifting vintage decor. Not only does this add character to your home, but it also supports eco-friendly living. Sustainable rustic styling means your autumn home looks beautiful while being mindful of resources. Rustic lighting for fall ambience. Lighting plays a crucial role in rustic fall interiors. Lamps with textured shades, lanterns, and vintage-inspired chandeliers all add warmth. Dim, golden light creates a cozy mood, while candlelight enhances intimacy. Lighting in rustic homes should feel soft, natural, and layered, much like the season itself. Choosing fixtures with patinated finishes or warm-toned bulbs instantly enhances autumn charm. Incorporating natural elements. Bringing the outdoors in is essential for rustic fall style. Use dried leaves, branches, pine cones, or fresh greenery to add texture and seasonal flair. A vase filled with autumn branches or a bowl of acorns on a side table adds subtle beauty. Incorporating natural elements keeps rustic interiors authentic, connected to the changing season. Rustic rugs for fall coziness. Rugs anchor rustic rooms, especially in fall when layering textures creates comfort. Vintage Persian rugs, braided wool rugs, or jute rugs bring warmth underfoot and tie the room's colors together. In living rooms, rugs soften wooden floors, while in bedrooms, they make mornings cozier. Choosing rugs with autumn tones enhances rustic fall styling. Budget-friendly rustic fall styling. Creating a rustic fall home doesn't have to break the bank. Thrifted finds, DIY projects, and repurposed decor can achieve the same cozy look. A wooden crate becomes a side table, mason jars become vases, and old ladders turn into rustic shelving. Budget-friendly rustic styling is about creativity, not cost, proving that warmth and charm come from thoughtful details. Tips for pulling it all together. Styling a rustic home for fall is about layering warmth, texture, and personality. The key is to blend woods, metals, textiles, and vintage finds into a cohesive palette. Balance is essential. Don't overcrowd, but don't understyle either. By thoughtfully combining these rustic touches, your home will feel both cozy and curated for the season. conclusion, cozy up with rustic vintage fall style. A vintage rustic home style for fall embraces the beauty of warm woods, textured fabrics, patinated metals, and layered earth tones. From the living room to the kitchen, bedroom, and even outdoor spaces, these styling tips create an inviting autumn haven. Whether you choose to repurpose vintage finds, add cozy textiles, or highlight warm wood finishes, rustic fall styling is about creating comfort and character. If you enjoyed this tour and want more cozy seasonal inspiration, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more rustic vintage home ideas.